welcome back to the channel. This is the Model Building Corner, and I am Joe. Alright, so on the video that I posted questioning the trunk and stuff like that, a couple of you guys did comment that, and the instructions aren't clear whether it's optional or not, but it looks like if you don't want the hood, the trunk to open, you don't have to remove this piece. So I'm going to test that and make sure that that deck lid lays down. And I also know that I can go ahead and put the rear fascia or bumper, whatever you want to call the rear and the nose. I can go ahead and put those on so I can body work the car as one and prime it and paint it. And I won't have any issues getting the body over the chassis when it's ready for that point. So I'm gonna grab some supplies and see what I can figure out. Alright, so it does look like the deck lid fits right on there with no issue. But I already cleaned it up some, but it still needs some more. Square. Make it square. A little. I got the pieces removed where it was attached to the sprue, but when you put it up to the car, yeah, now it's better. There was still a little bit of a bump, but that's a nice clean body line. So obviously this deck lid hangs over the back a little bit, so I'm going to fit the back first. Let me put it on first and see how much cleanup this needs. Alright, once again, this is going to be a floating attachment because there's really nothing to there's no locating pins or anything like that on the back side here. There's no groove for it to hold on to. So it's actually going to be a eyeball it. Alright. Alright, but these parts are pretty messy, so they definitely need to be cleaned up. Let me see this side. Excuse me. Really gotta quit that smoking thing. I also heard it stuns your growth. Alright. I wonder if there's on the real life car, if there's a body line that goes down like this. I'll have to look at my reference photos. Otherwise, I'm going to try to fill that in if it's not. But let me see, this is that square. Alright, as you can hopefully see, that side lines up perfectly now. And what I think I'll do is I'm going to glue and weld this with the glue on this side where it's perfectly lined up, and then I'm going to leave it alone and let it set really well. That way then I can work on this side, because it looks like this, the total length of this is a little bit wider than the body itself. So that may require some sanding once it's attached. What I would do is I would attach it to where the inside body lines for the trunk are perfect. And that way, if there's any overhang on the sides, then I can sand that. So let me take care of that real quick. Also, when I was messing around yesterday talking about the brush on the cement, I should have wrote his name down, because I can't remember, but one of the comments from one of you guys was that if it's anything like the Tamiya glue, that the brush, I guess, actually pulls down further the more you use. But so he asked if this was the same way, but it's not. I tried to pull on it and it just pulled the brush right out of the cap. So I'll figure something out once it gets too low. But I changed my mind because I want to try to get this alignment as good as possible. I am going to go ahead and put the trunk in first and get that cemented in place, because I double checked it, holding it with my fingers, that I can still get the rear deck, the rear pan underneath it. So I want to work on that. And I tell you what, these on the tails here, this part right here is not straight. With the trunk on, there's a little bit of a gap. So I mean, this body will take a little bit of work, no big deal. Keep it up there. Alright, so I'm going to let that set before I start touching it. Alright, while I'm waiting for that to set up a little bit, in between the tail lights, the camera's not picking it up, but there is some flashing and bumps all through there, so I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. You got a file that fits in there perfectly. It's got grooves on both sides, as well as the top and bottom, so I can do that little channel and get in there no problem. Let me clean this one up a little bit too. Let me get a round file. That's not round. That's round. For the headlight bezels. I don't know if it'll focus, but I think I realized what's wrong with this cat. Every time I sit here is when he acts up. So it's not that he's hungry, because I just fed him. He's used to me coming home and plopping on the couch with a cold beer. And he doesn't understand. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to make some changes, keep myself busy. And he ain't liking it. I told him. I don't want to do that. Hey, my new guy Vinny that reached out to me today on a comment. That's my cat, Vinny. His name was Prince, and I wasn't about to call him Prince, so I renamed him Vince. Short for Vinny. Vincent. So I'm an Irishman with an Italian cat. Go figure. All right. I didn't even put this front end to the front yet, so I'm just shaving some of the rough edges without even seeing how it fit. But I wanted to make sure this trunk set up real good. Okay. See, I told you guys I'm not used to Fords, man. How good does this fit? I don't think that gets removed. It's almost like the body is a little bit more narrow than these parts. Nothing that's some stretch. Fingers can't fix, but that looks like that fits pretty good. So, okay. Get back on this rear panel. All right, she looks like, actually with that trunk in there, it looks like it spreads it good. So let me glue this up real quick. All right, I glued this up off camera because I had to hold it for a while and get it to position. But I'll throw some pictures up there that might be easier to see. But on the driver's side here, I mean, that laid down, you know, that's perfectly aligned. And it's the body line, the trunk to the rear pan, that line lines up perfectly. So that side's just going to use just a little bit of cleanup sanding. But this side here, as you can see, there's a pretty good gap right there. I was trying to hold the body out, but I didn't want to distort the body. I let the body go ahead and just lay where it naturally was laying because, I mean, it looks all symmetrical on the body. So I'm just going to do some sanding there. And then this is where the trunk wasn't exactly straight. So there's a little bit of gap there. As I'm cleaning this up and sanding and stuff like that, I've got that surface primer. I'll work on that and get that cleaned up. So other than that, I've never messed with body work. However it laid. I would throw the parts on and paint it. And so, I want to take my time with this and, see what kind of job I can do with it. But, I want to give you an idea of the before and after. With the shadow, you can see the gap that's there. So I'm gonna let this. I'll glue the front on. I'm gonna let this set overnight and really harden real good. Then I'm gonna clean the body. I'll do some preliminary sanding, but I really want to get a coat of primer on it and work on the sanding that way, so I don't get any, and then put like a guide coat on there so I don't get any high spots or low spots. basically just like they would do it on the real car. So let me get the front done. Okay, driver's side is just going to be a little bit of fine cleanup. This side here, you can see it's going to take some excessive sanding. I tried to pull the body out, but it doesn't want to go. And that's that little gap you can see that's going to require some work. Alright, I got the front end on, and I also fitted the hood. I actually did have to do some sanding on the hood, because it kind of... Don't forget, I don't know if you guys remember in the first video, I had that one sprue that was warped. I wonder if something happened here, because, like I said, the back side, the driver's side, fit perfect. I'm going to have to do some sanding on the passenger side. But on the front, the passenger side is perfect. And it's the driver's side that's going to need a little bit of work, but not near like the back. But I did put the hood on while I was testing everything, and the hood didn't want to close properly. It was almost like the hood was kind of like on an angle. So I'm not complaining about the kit, not at all. I mean, this is going to be fun to go through and see what I can do with the body. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not bashing the kit or trying, making it sound like I'm complaining. I just want to put it out there, what I'm seeing. Maybe not everybody's kit is going to do this. Again, I had a warped sprue, so who knows? I mean, the box may have gotten real hot somewhere in the back of a truck, who knows? So anyway, but I'm going to leave it here because, although I didn't record a lot, I spent a lot of time working on this here. So I'm going to leave it here, and hopefully I can I'll definitely sand on it tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to get any primer done because we're supposed to get hit with some severe storms starting around noon tomorrow. And that's always fun. 60-mile-an-hour gusts because I'm in a tractor trailer. So who knows, I might not even end up working a whole day tomorrow. So anyway, all right, well, you guys have a good evening. I appreciate everybody. I tried to get back to all of those comments, and if I forget anybody, I apologize, but I keep going through and rewatching the videos just so that I can go back and make sure I didn't miss any comments. So, all right, appreciate you guys. Have a good one.